you don't know it. But I would like to thank you for all being here. You do have an important decision to make, and thanks for listening to all of us. I was born in Kansas City, Missouri. My parents were blue collar. My mom worked at a proof department in a bank. My dad was a foreman for the county truck crew. Middle again, gosh. My parents didn't stay together. When I was about 15 years of age, they got divorced. They very quickly got remarried. My last year and a half of high school, I lived independently, top of a farmhouse, put myself through that year and a half of school, my first year of college. When I was 19, I joined the Marine Corps. I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years. During that time, I married my childhood sweetheart, Ellen Nichols, in the back of the room. We've been married 43 years this year. Best decision I ever made and best thing I ever talked her into. When I got out of the Marines, I went back to school in the GI Bill, went to the University of Kansas and got a bachelor's degree, went to the University of Chicago and have a master's degree. I started a PhD program, but I quit doing the program because Ellen was in medical school and we needed to be able to pay for finishing that off. So I designed software to build nuclear plants for the electric company up there. But I like to learn. Education, as you can tell, is important to me. I started a law school program at John Marshall that was an evening law school program. I ultimately graduated from Washburn and Topeka. And with that law degree, when we moved to Joplin, I did a lot of guardian ad litem work for the court, representing primarily juveniles, some seniors, some people that were impaired. And I became the juvenile attorney for Jasper County for about 4 years. During that time, my wife and I discussed it, and we agreed there was more we could do than just me doing juvenile work as an attorney. We became foster parents, and we adopted 2 of our 4 children. In addition to that, I've done a lot of things in our community. I'm very involved with youth and with our seniors. I've been a Boy Scout leader. I think I've held every position there is probably in Boy Scouts, from district chairman on down through den leader, scoutmaster, shooting sports director. I was also a Brownie leader for 1 year, which is very interesting for a guy to do because none of the moms would do it. I've been a swim team president, swim team league president, done a lot of different kind of things. I'm a Rotarian. The last 8 years, I've been a state representative for Joplin. If you live south of 7th Street, I'm your representative. I'm a lifelong conservative Republican, but that doesn't mean that I just go with what I'm told to do by the hierarchy in the party. People often get things wrong. They have special interests that pressure them. If a bill's wrong, if it's not fair, I fight to change it. If I can't change it, I fight to kill it. One of the most important things we do in the legislature is stop bad legislation. That just is a very important thing that we do. On legislation, I'm endorsed by the Missouri Right to Life. I am 100% pro-life. I have an 8-year voting record that is stellar in defending life. That means supporting pregnancy resource centers. That means encouraging adoption. That means ensuring that no money, either directly or indirectly, ever goes to support abortion in our state, from our state coffers. It means challenging Roe v. Wade at every reasonable opportunity, and we have done that. Consistently in my 8 years, we just pushed to get the limit for abortions dropped to 20. I believe it was Robert Stokes is right. We are restricted by what the federal government, what our Supreme Court lets us do. We have tough laws in Missouri. Sometimes we get knocked down by the Supreme Court because we try to push too hard, but we continue to try to push hard. Another thing that's very important is Second Amendment. I'm the only candidate in this race that's endorsed by the NRA. I have an A rating. I'm a Marine. I like firearms. Goes without saying. But I'm also, I have an FFL license. I'm a collector. And another comment earlier was right. Second Amendment is designed to protect us from government. If we do not have the Second Amendment, we do not remain a free people.
Right.
During my time in the legislature, my 8 years, I've taken 0 lobbyist gifts. I think that's important. You need people up there that can be ethical. It doesn't take a law to make you be ethical. We have people that they vote for it every year, but if it's not passed, they still take it. I think it's a thing we need to look at. Integrity in our legislature is very important. We are looked upon by most people as not being very reputable, very honorable people. And there are people up there that are. There are people that aren't. I fight up there for integrity. Year in and year out up there, I still fight for it. Responsibility. But that's challenged a lot. We have people, a lot of special interests up there. We have people that make decisions on their own self-serving needs. They ignore what the people in their district want. And I don't do those types of shenanigans. We have people that will skip votes. It's called, you just walk on a vote. I've never walked on a vote. I've gotten kicked off the committee because I wouldn't walk on a vote because my Republican leadership wanted me to not vote, or they wanted me to vote for something that was a bad bill. I don't do it. Part of the reason that we're running here, a lot of you have seen some of the things that are out there in the mail, is I'm not viable. I've shown for 8 years that I can't be bought. And there's a group of very high-powered individuals who like to be able to control the state Senate, and regardless of what the people in the district want. And they know I'm not viable. So I would like your vote on August the 7th. I represent the people. I have always represented people. My cell number has been out there from 2010. It's the one that's back there on the chair right now. I didn't put it in my pocket. That's important. And I want a minute for questions. So thank you very much.